Shalom, shalom, Israel. I hope everyone's had a great Sabbath. This has been the first Sabbath after the Feast of Sukkot. So many of you have started probably the Torah portion over again today, starting in Genesis 1, working all the way through, I think, Genesis chapter 6, back at the beginning again. And I know I'm going through that with my family very slowly. I have little ones, and we're breaking it down little by little and going through the week. And I'd like to just share one little tidbit that may help as you're going through this year to enhance your study. And I'd like to talk about the first verse, actually the first word. The first verse says, in the beginning Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And in the Hebrew, it's Bereshit bara Elohim et hashmayim et haaretz. And the key word I want to look at is right here, this Bereshit. And we can glean a lot of insight from this. And this is going to make more sense since many of you just got done celebrating Sukkot, which is all about tabernacling with Him. And Shmini Atzeret is that picture of that 8th day where Yah's house, not these temporary dwellings, but these eternal dwelling with Yah and His house is the end game. Well, all that's pictured in this very first word of Scripture, this Bereshit, which is normally translated in the beginning. So I want to take a minute and just kind of look at this a little bit, and maybe this will give some insights and maybe how to study if you're not already doing this. So this word, Bereshit, begins with the letter Bet. And I should mention that in the Hebrew, every single letter represents, has a meaning in and of itself. For example, Bet is a picture of a house. And actually in the ancient pictographic Hebrew, it looks like a house. And we want to come into that house. And in the ancient Torah scrolls, this Bet, the first letter in the Hebrew scroll, is enlarged to draw significance to it, importance to it. So from the beginning we see that Yah has desired to build a house. Now we're going to look at a little bit more. The second letter is a Resh, which pictures a head. And like Rosh, Hodesh, Rosh means head, Hodesh means month, Hodeshim means months. This word or letter means head. So the Bet Resh is the word bar. This is the first word we see within this word Bereshit, which means sun. So we see a house, we see the word sun, and when we have Bet Resh and the Aleph, it is the word bara, which means to create. So from the beginning, we see that the sun desires to create a house. And this is important. But if that was it, that'd be pretty cool. But this first verse actually tells us how the sun is going to create a house. And it is through a Brit. The first two letters of this word is the Bet Resh, as we already talked about. And the last two letters is the Yod and the Tav. And that makes another very important Hebrew word, which is Brit, or covenant, or cuttings. And this is significant when you consider that the middle two letters, the Aleph and the Shin, make the word ash, which is the word fire. This first word literally gives us a picture of Genesis 15, when Abraham divides the pieces, the Brit, he's cutting them, and a flaming torch goes right down the middle of the pieces, in the middle of the Brit. So the son is going to build his house through a Brit, a covenant, which he confirmed himself by his death, burial, and resurrection. And this is why in Matthew 16, when Peter made the announcement that Yahushua Messiah is the Son of the living Elohim, that he said that on this rock, on this truth, I'm going to build my house. That the Son is going to build the house on the truth of His identity. And this is from the very beginning that the Son has desired to build a house that we would be able to dwell in. And this whole idea of Sukkot and Shmini Atzeret, the 8th day, is all wrapped up. We can actually see it from the very beginning in this very first word, Bereshit, where the Son has desired to build a house through his Brit. Shalom.